a pro racer, or it could be just another enthusiast. So.
Yeah, exactly right. And I've worked out why our stream's not working on YouTube. It's because I didn't hit the right flipping button. So now we should be live on YouTube. So I'll tell you what, this so many buttons to press just to get these streams working. But yeah, there we go. It looks like our stream is now working on YouTube, folks. Welcome to the stream. You haven't missed much, just the preamble. Is my technical issues there. I forgot to start the stream for YouTube, which you've got to do manually through Restream. My fault. But welcome to everyone joining us. Also, if you're there from Bowral at the Race Stars Sim Racing Centre, we know Tom Freer, 17-year-old. He's making his debut tonight in the number 81 from that centre, and that centre, of course, is they were saying is one of the first iRacing official racing centres you can visit. The other driver we have on screen at the moment is Luke Lucas in the number 80. He's the owner of that. So if you're up at Bowral, folks, go and check it out. But as well as that, tonight, Molecule Australia's come on board here, Dan, and given some sample packs to Jordan McDonald. And the way it's going to work here for the drivers is the winner, they'll get one sample pack and a random driver will get the second one.
Yeah, that's great of them to come on board. It's sort of always good to see people getting involved with the sim racing and it getting bigger and bigger. And I'm sure that everyone will be vying for that top spot and praying that they get a defeat on the top spot. So, yeah, good prize.
Yeah, it's an awesome prize. And for those joining us late on YouTube, thanks to me, basically, Michael Healy, he took pole position tonight, 203.672. Gary Hamilton right behind him. He actually improved and got into the 203s as well. He set a time of 203.766. Scott Lanark, he's just out the 203s and sitting in third. Cooper Murray, provisionally in this server, sitting in fourth with a 204.125. Jason Hyde, fifth, 204.185. Thomas Hines, he's sitting in sixth on this server with a 204.589. And we've still got a few more guys out there. You can see Richard Skender now coming through to complete his lap in the 888, and hopefully he'll get across the line before this session ends. But in seventh at the moment is Shannon Mason, 204.722. Mitchell Bales in 8th, 204.927. Luke Lucas, we saw him earlier, into the top 10 with a 205.341, but Richard Skender's just pipped him there, jumping up to 9th with a 205.315. We can see Lakmal Leonage out there. I think that's how you pronounce it. Just doing a warm-up in the number 83 Porsche, so he'll finish up soon. Basically what's going to happen here, folks, is there's two servers. We're looking at the server with the most drivers, 32 drivers out there, and the other server has another 10 drivers. So Jordan is going to be very busy very shortly, making sure that that the grid is fully set. Then we're going to go to the race server. As far as racing goes here tonight, it's a 30-minute timed sprint race, 15 incident points, 1 fast repair, and the racing will be very quick, exciting, as it always is with the Porsche Carrera Cup, and no doubt action-packed as well. So have you done any Porsche-type racing, Danny, or are you mainly dirt man?
Look, I've had tried a few things on here. I tried to get onto the V8s and tried a bit of tar oval stuff. It's mainly dirt, but unfortunately my Porsche race, the last time I tried it, didn't get far past the first corner.
Okay. I'm just having a look here to see if the server is actually up. It looks like it is. No, that's qualifying. Maybe it's not up yet. So, yeah, and basically later on tonight, folks, we'll be going over to back to Bathurst. We'll have Daniel Leet joining me for that race. We're going to have the Bathurst 150 here tonight, and I think they're going to be doing 24 laps here, and that will be exciting to have the V8 supercars taking to the mountain once again tonight.
Yeah, I might see if I get a pass and go and have a run in that one.
Yeah, definitely do that. Go and have a run. And I was hoping we'd see Daniel Leet out here, but running in the Porsches, but he's not out there as far as I can tell. He normally likes to have a bit of a run on a Friday night. So, yeah, folks, we're just waiting for the servers to come up. I'll have a look in our chat channel now that the YouTube is finally up. But it should be a lot of fun. So everyone in the YouTube channel, hello, welcome. Sorry for the late start for you guys. But as always, it's great. Just put in your comments, questions down there in the chat channel, and we'll definitely address those where we can. But it's great to see Sam DeVentia. He's coming out tonight looking confident, feeling confident. We spoke to Riley earlier, and he was basically saying Sam's been practicing a lot for this race and for the last week getting these cars set up, and he's definitely ready to hit the mountain tonight. Sam qualified in 21st, and his best time was a 2:07.034. We just had a bit of news here. We to keep you all on the edge of your seats here, folks, Michael Healy got the fastest time, but he's not on pole. So that just came through the wire as well. You're very quiet tonight, Dan.
Sorry, mate. Pretty near to the microphone, a bit nervous, so I just pipe up where I see a gaff that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no worries. You know me. I'll just throw you under the bus. It's all good.
No better way to learn, I suppose.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for these servers to come up. Hopefully they'll be up very, very shortly, folks, and then we can get on with the action. Of course, it takes a lot of work to set up these servers, and Race Control always does a great job having to take both results. Then they've got to basically set up the grid based on those results. So when you've got over 40 cars, you can understand it's not a fast task to do, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've had a little dabble on that side of things myself, and yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, it can be definitely a bit of a nightmare, that's for sure. But it's a good problem to have because it means you've got a very healthy league, and having over 40 drivers tonight turn up is really good, especially when it's on a Clipsal 500 day and or weekend. Or week, or however you want to do it. And no doubt a lot of people will be down in Adelaide tonight enjoying the Clipsal 500 and enjoying their week down there. And if you are, folks, have a look at the Super 2 race. Check out Tyler in the number 13, and we're proud to have our RRTV logo on the front of that car, and trying to raise a bit more awareness about our esport to people that are watching the mainstream racing.
You certainly won't miss it. It's a striking looking car.
Yeah, it certainly is, and he did well today. He had his race. He's a rookie in the series, and he's got the WP concreting down the side. The car's looking very spectacular, and it looks a few people have commented and said it looks very similar to an iRacing V8 supercar paint job. So I'd be interested to get people's feedback on that as well. But if you're watching, Tyler, all the best with your racing, mate, and I'll definitely be watching you on the telly.
Yeah, a bit jealous today. I didn't get to see anything. Stuck changing my desk at work.
Yeah, I got Foxtel. I left work early. So it was a tough week. Had to leave early to come home and get some action in. Looks like our server's up now, folks. So we're going to go to a very quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to have the start of the Porsche Carrera Cup 2018 coming to you from Bathurst. Hi there folks, welcome back to our live telecast of the Porsche Carrera Cup 2018, coming to you live from Mount Panorama for round 5, 30-minute time certain sprint race around this fantastic venue. You can see of course we're having a look out from the blimp, jump back down to the action now folks, and at the moment we can see Richard Skender out there just warming the car up. Did very well in his qualifying. He qualified 9th in his server. Of course, your commentary team tonight is myself, Bernie Weemers. We've got Danny Vassell back in here, and of course, Danny, we had to drag you in tonight and have you debut with your commentary. I think you've done it once before with us, and I'll promise to go easy on you, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah, so having a look at our driver lineup at the moment, folks, it's a massive field. We have a total of 40 cars joining us tonight. Dylan Shepherd in the 43, he's back out there tonight, an exciting driver, and he's in the Fast Karts 43 entry and doing a good job out there. And it'll be interesting to see where he sits as far as the grid goes, which we'll bring up as soon as the race comes up, because of course we can't see it until then. So it's going to be interesting to see how this field's made up.
Yeah, for sure. There's a few names in there I've noticed around, and I know they're fast guys, so I'm expecting to see them at the front.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and we've got Sam Deventia out there. We gave a shout out to him earlier. As we said in the pre-race show, he's been pretty much looking forward to this for about a week, and he's in the ice break coffee. Man, I could do with an ice break about now. Porsche out there, and no doubt we'll keep an eye on how his race progresses tonight. And as we were saying, Luke Lucas, the owner of Race Star in Bowral, he's also out there in the number 80, and his teammate in the number 81 is actually racing from that centre tonight live. So if anyone is watching from the centre, big wave and shout out to you guys, and it's good to have you guys there, and hopefully I'll come up and have a bit of a run up there and have a look at your centre. Have you ever been to any of these racing centres, Dan?
Just one on the Gold Coast. I think it was Race Centre up there. I had a crack, and that was my first real taste of a real sim setup, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never been to one, so it'll be interesting to have a look at it. And of course, having a look at our weather here tonight, folks. Let's have a look at that. So race information, it's overcast as you can see, only 21 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit out there. So a nice cool one for the guys, and some good weather for some good fast racing out there. At the moment, not many have set their times yet. They're just getting these cars dialed in for the race. But Richard Skender, he set a time of a 2:05.884. And of course that's in race trim.
Yeah, I think a few guys out there really testing the boundaries. I've seen quite a bit of action on top of the mountain at the moment, and a few cars going in, but that's what these practice sessions are all about. You don't want to be doing that in qualifying, so try and find what where the limit is under the current track temperatures, and get it right for the race.
Yeah, you can see Brenton O'Brien in the 026 ERT Logitech sponsored Porsche. Good to see him having a run out there tonight, and he was seeded in about 9th spot, but we'll see where he takes to the grid. You can also see the Leonage brothers out there, one Luckmal in the 83, and he's also got his, I'm assuming, brother in the 79, Lasith Leonage. So that's another name to keep an eye on. I'm just having a look at the other drivers. We do have, let's see if he's actually in the server. Just looking for Cameron Dance, because yeah, Cameron's in the server. He's not on the track at the moment. he'll be starting in the number 6. We've also got Darren McKenzie out there. We saw him also driving in the Thursday night Thunder Xfinity, and unfortunately he retired from that race, so he'll be looking at trying to improve tonight. But without any more delay, let's have a look at the grid, and you can see where your favourite driver is going to start tonight. So starting from pole position is Josh Anderson, and right beside him will be Michael Healy in second. Second row tonight we have Gary Hamilton starting out of third with Dylan Shepherd in fourth. Out of the third row we have Scott Lanark in fifth. Cooper Murray will be starting on the outside of him in sixth. Out of seventh tonight is Griffin Gardner, followed by Jason Hyde in eighth. Ninth, David Lord. 10th, Thomas Hinz. Shannon Mason, he's going to start out of 11th tonight with Cameron Dance out of 12th position. Out of 13th is Mitchell Bales. Tom Curran will start out of 14th. 15th is Richard Skender. Luke Lucas will start out of 16th. James Foster 17th. Jeff Rayleigh 18th. Out of 19th is Jono Freeman. 20th is Mitchell Hewitt. And I'm just making sure we keep an eye on the guys because we're under starters orders, and we're going to go racing. So sorry I can't go through the rest of the field here, folks, but we're about to start. The green flag here at Bathurst, and hold on to your breath as they come into Hell Corner for the first time tonight, and hopefully they'll get through cleanly as Dylan Shepherd takes the lead, or is that Joshua Anderson? We've already got a couple of cars off on the infield there, and we'll come back and have a look at those, but they're just rejoining at the back of the pack.
Yeah, one of those cars is David Lord.
Yeah, we'll go back and have a look at that once things settle down as they come up through up the mountain for the first time here tonight. So your top five are, we've got Joshua Anderson leading, Michael Healy, he's got a good start in second, Scott Lanark third, fourth is Dylan Shepherd, fifth is Cooper Murray as they come across the top of the mountain. And as always, the excitement normally comes from the midfield as you see them streaming up over towards Skyline for the first time here tonight, and we'll be seeing them probably another 10 times before the end of tonight's race.
Big crash at the S's.
Wow, we do have a big crash down there, that's for sure. Just having a look at the cars, and you can see there's another car off on the outside there. I'm just trying to jump back here, folks, so we can have a look at how this is unfolded. Look at Laseth Leonage. He's one of the cars involved in that, and that car's absolutely toast. He'll be lucky to get that back for that fast repair. In fact, he's now parking it and getting it towed back. But let's jump back. Oh, he was actually rolling it. Let's jump back and see if we can find out what has happened here. Actually, the first one happened, by the looks of it, over just off near Skyline here. So we're having a look at Laseth Leonage here in the 83 as they come across the top of the mountain for the first time. We'll go to super slow-mo so we can work out exactly what has happened here tonight. Yeah, he's basically at the grate there, gone wide. He's got into Sam Deventia there, and wow, look at that roll. He should be getting the high jump award for that, that's for sure. But a massive crash at the top of the mountain here, and fortunately it's a sim, so Lachmal can walk away from that one. I'm going to also try and find the number 81 because he was also involved in the next accident, and that was Race Star 1, and that occurred at the S's, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, I just caught the end of it. It was, yeah, I heard some banging and got to it, and yeah, there was cars going everywhere. Yeah,
I think it was further back, but let's get back to the live racing anyway. But At the moment, Josh Anderson is leading. 26 minutes of this race to go. 1.1 seconds is the gap from him back to Michael Healy. Scott Lanark still sitting on his tail. And then we've got Dylan Shepherd in third, Cooper Murray fourth. You can see now the 08 there, that is Jason Hyde getting a run on Thomas Hinds down Conrod straight into the chase. And we're only on lap 2 at the moment here. So do you have a favourite who you think's going to win this race tonight?
Not really. I don't want to jinx anyone. My last call, yeah, they didn't even make it to the start line. So the guys out in front are doing a good job, and I can't see anyone really catch them without some major incident.
As we see them come through here, Scott Lanark there and Dylan Shepherd trading paint as they came through Hell Corner there. I don't know if you caught it, folks, but Scott gave Dylan a bit of a elbow there and actually pushed him off the track. He had two wheels in the grass there as we've got another car over. I'll tell you what, that scared the pants out of me, that one. And I'm trying to get that car as it's going down the field. Another big crash there. Trying to work out who that car was.
Yeah, sorry, I missed it altogether there.
It's all right. It's a bit hard for me to find it, sorry folks, but at the moment Josh Anderson is leading, but the battle between Scott Lanark, Dylan Shepherd is heating up, and it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. But be right behind them, Gary Hamilton. He's coming up now on Michael Healy as they go down Conrod Straight and they go too wide into the chase. Gary Hamilton's keen to get a good result here tonight. He was running in the top 4 last week, folks, and he had a coming together with Dylan, and it pretty much put paid to a top position for him. So no doubt he is out to maximise as many points as he possibly can here tonight. So having a look at the cars in trouble already, folks, there is a lot of them, and I'll give you the big names here. Brenton O'Brien, he's had to get that car fixed. We've also had problems with Cameron Dance, and he might have been the car we saw roll earlier tonight, just a moment ago. He's just back out on the track sitting in 28th. Griffin Gardner, West End Mazda, also has had to use his fast repair, as has Richard Skender. We've also got Luke Lucas, who's had to go in, Cameron Kendall, Lasith Leonage, and the cars that did not start, Shannon Mason, Will Barrington, Mitchell Bales, Jordan McDonald and Brodie Whitmore.
I'm enjoying this battle for second place. The guys are really getting after it there.
Yeah, they certainly are, and just make sure we are on live pictures, which we are. But yeah, that's between Scott Lanark and Dylan Shepherd as we ride with Dylan now as he just comes down the dipper and basically down towards Forest Elbow here. So see what sort of top end speed he's going to get down here as we get the telemetry sorted. And it'll be interesting to see how fast these cars are as they get down to the chase. He's already up to 269, 270, still climbing 280. He peaked out at 281 as he entered the chase there.
Yeah, it's certainly moving, and these cars, the slipstream works good, so it's yeah, we're looking to see. I think there'll be a good pass opportunity for Dylan. Right down there in that chase if he can get close enough. Yeah,
what he'll probably do is try to set it up here, coming into Hell Corner, and then we'll see if he can get a run up Mountain Straight. Last time he did this, Steve moved right over on him and gave him a bit of a nudge and let him know he wasn't going to get him that way. And I'll tell you what, as these two battle on, they're just letting Josh Anderson run away with this race.
Yeah, nearly up to 4 seconds now, so he's going to go into cruise control pretty shortly, and these guys are just handing it to him.
Yeah, pretty much. And this battle continues here, and then the next battle pack we have back here, folks, is in fourth. We have Gary Hamilton, Michael Healy, and Jason Hyde on the back of that battle pack in the EMR-sponsored car as Gary Hamilton just clips the wall there. Won't want to do that too many times because Bathurst bites big time when you do that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more difficult a track there. You got to race the track as much as you do the guys around you. So, yeah, you can have a good lead and it evaporates real quick when one of these walls find.
Yeah, that's for sure. We saw Cameron Dance there getting it wrong up there, coming up the hill where we saw him come to grief was just after Reed Park there. So folks, remember 9:45 p.m. tonight, in 45 minutes in fact, we'll be bringing you the Australian Online Supercar Championship from Bathurst, and Daniel Leake will be my co-commentator for that one. So Dylan closed up a bit that time, and not enough. Well, we'll see how he goes. He just has to get a really good run off here on Hell Corner and set this up to see if he can make a pass up at Griffin's. But of course you don't want to go too wide into Griffin's because 2 cars into Griffin's normally does not go.
Yeah, look, there's still a lot of racing left. I don't see there's any reason he needs to chuck a desperate, so it just looks to be sizing him up and put a bit of pressure on, and pressure around here is a very hard thing to deal with.
Certainly is, and one of the charges here tonight, folks, is James Foster. He's out here, and it's great to see him out having a run. He's actually up 9 positions at the moment, sitting in 8th, and he's in that Hawk-sponsored Porsche. Right behind him has got Tom Curran, and it's good to see James out there having a run.
Yeah, I haven't seen James in many races other than ovals. Does he do a fair bit of this stuff, Bernie?
He was in last round. We saw him having a run, and he did pretty well. So unfortunately, my camera's sort of getting a bit jittery here, but yeah. So see where he gets to. At the moment, though, he's having a good run. But speaking of good runs, that's Josh Anderson, folks. He has led every lap of this race. And if we bring up our top 10, you'll be able to see how big a gap he's got. 4.1 seconds is that gap, 17 minutes to go. So as you said, Dan, he'll be on to cruise control very shortly, just managing that gap. And then you've got Scott Lanark and Dylan Shepherd in second and third. Oh, Dylan's put him into the wall. Massive incident there. That's not going to go down well one bit. Let's have a look at that replay, folks. So that was just coming into the chase. We just jumped to it when all this unfolded here. So we can see here Dylan's going to get the run coming down Conrad Straight into the chase. But what we want to see is what happened at the braking here, as Dylan has a look on the outside there, and he's just having a look, going a bit wide, just trying to get that run, and he's got into the back of Scott Lanark there and put him straight into the wall big time.
Yeah, it's a bit early in the race for a move like that, but you've got to take him, I suppose. If you can see that leader getting away, he's had to try and do something. Yeah,
he did, but yeah, so Dylan Shepherd continues on in second, but that puts paid to that battle. Gary Hamilton's now up to third position. He is some 3.8 seconds down from Dylan Shepherd. Then we've got Michael Healy. Thomas Hinds is in 5th, so it looks like we've lost, maybe we haven't lost anybody. Yeah, it was Jason Hyde. He's got some damage and he's dropped off that battle pack now down to 6th.
Yeah, I suppose that battle pack there for 3rd, 4th and 5th, it'll certainly be more hot contended now, because you probably guess that Dylan may be seeing the wrath of the storms after this one.
Yeah, and he was involved in a bit of an incident last week with Gary Hamilton, so he doesn't want to be doing those too many times. It'd be interesting to see what the viewers thought of that. Of course, you know, we're non-biased up here, we call it as we see it, but they were definitely racing hard between the two of them.
Yeah, it's very easy to call from the commentary box when you're in the seat. It's yeah, you sort of got a split second to make a decision, and it doesn't always go the right way.
Oh, exactly right, especially when you're doing 281 kilometres side by side, trying to get them through there into the chase, into a heavy braking area. So no doubt it'd be all going off there. And before that, though, they were racing pretty hard, and Scott showed Dylan how he can drive with 2 wheels on the grass. So they were definitely having a good stoush out there. Tell you what, I'd like to know what's going on with my iRacing cameras and this jitter that comes in every now and again. It's absolutely driving me mental.
Some of those lovely little gremlins that creep in every now and then.
Yeah, it started happening after the last update, so that's what I'm going to do and blame them. So that gap now out to 5.9 seconds. But we're going to go deeper into the field and try and pick up some battles here. We've got Scott Lanark now, and he's on the back of Richard Brookfield. Scott came out in 11th position after that incident. He actually got it back to the pits, did a fast repair. Oh, now he's put, my goodness me, he put Richard Brookfield straight into the wall. What is going on here tonight?
Few people are very excited tonight, I think.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Let's have a look at this, and we'll go to super slow-mo. We'll try to get a decent view on this. This was just coming up out of Reed Park here. So I'm trying to get a good camera view of it here. We hopefully will get a good view. Oh, no, that's what happened. So Richard's actually not been put into the fence. My apologies there. He's actually clipped the inside wall and put himself into the fence. So it's just that camera angle. So apologies there to Steve Lanark there for saying that he caused that incident.
You can have that one, Bernie.
Yeah, you know, it's really easy to sit back there and comment on the commentators, but when it's happening, it's really happening quickly.
Yeah, I'm struggling to keep up with you. You're doing a good job in my book.
So yeah, I'll go back deeper and see what we can find. We can see Jeff Rayleigh out down here in 16th position, up 1 from where he started. And for the fans out there watching the number 81 Race Star 1, and as we were saying, he's racing from the premises in Bowral, and that's Tom Freer, 17-year-old debut in the Porsche series here tonight, and what a place to debut, right on Mount Panorama, Danny. Yeah,
it doesn't get any harder, so if he can survive it here, he'll be well set for the rest of his driving career.
Yeah, that's right. It's, you can see now James Foster, he's up to 7th position, still plugging along here. His next quarry is Jason Hyde, who's some 5 seconds up the track from him.
Just having a bit of a scroll through the field, and there's not many straight cars out there, so there's obviously been a lot of lively action right through the field.
Yeah, there's a lot of bent-up cars, isn't there? We can see Griffin Gardner down here in the 122 West End Mazda entry. He's sitting in 25th position, and that car's really beaten up. As far as cars on the lead lap, the last one on the lead lap is Brenton O'Brien, and he's down in 26th position. Just trying to find some battles. There's a bit of one going here with Tom Curran, and he's chasing down James Foster, and Tom Curran, he drives for Redback Racing Team, and I had to look at that livery twice there because I'm not used to seeing him in the orange and blue livery.
Yeah, not a bad looking car.
Yeah, and it's good to see him out here having a run, sitting in 8th, and he's having a battle with James Foster, who you can see just ahead of him as they come up Mountain Straight. So far, folks, they've done 9 laps here tonight, 10 minutes remaining. It'll be interesting to see how they go. As far as I've predicted, 12 laps, and they might actually get a bit higher than that.
Yeah, interesting enough, just having a look at the leader's times, and he's making me eat my words. His pace hasn't decreased at all, so he's still pushing on hard despite a 7.5 second lead.
Yeah, he'll push hard all the way home. But we're just having a look as we go across the mountain with Tom Curran. Have a look at how hard he's working that wheel there, and all that jerkiness, folks. He's not working quite that hard. That's a bit of the iRacing server there, sort of trying to keep up with his wheel inputs, but you sort of get the idea. Wow, he's having a look on the inside. He puts it into the wall there, and tell you what, that was an interesting move there, trying to get on the inside of James Foster. Oh, where's my track map? My goodness me. And that was, of course, coming into Forest Elbow down there.
Yeah, he's certainly looking around. You'll probably see a pass in the next few laps.
Yeah, he hasn't dented that car too much on that that hit, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes to affect that pass, because James isn't an easy guy to pass either. You know, they're both racing drivers, and James isn't going to just hand it to him, that's for sure.
There's no real easy passes in motor racing, I don't think.
Right behind them, though, is Scott Lanark. He's on the march back in the 112, and he's lapping his last lap of 2:04.582 was his last lap time. All the other guys are in the 2:05, so he's trying to salvage some points here tonight.
Yeah, if you're looking at that battle in front of him and rubbing his hands together, I think that's he's certainly setting the pace at the moment.
Certainly is, and as you predicted, Dan, Joshua, he's just now going to manage that gap of 7.5 seconds pretty much, but he's still lapping, as you said, 2:05, 2:07 last time through.
Yeah, sometimes that's the best thing, if you can get it in a rhythm and just keep pushing. Sometimes backing off can actually mess with you, so yeah, he's doing a good job out in front.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? Once you get into that groove, as you said, if you back off, you lose that rhythm, don't you? And can actually bring you undone. As Tom Curran now gets an awesome exit there out of the dipper on the back of James Foster here as they come in Forest Elbow. He's going to try going wide this time, and James takes the line.
Yeah, very entertaining. He tried on the outside that time, and yeah, I think James will be seeing mirrors full of car and not going to know where the next attack's going to come from.
Yeah, well, it's about to happen here. We'll see as they come. He jumps out of the slipstream now. It's James Foster goes deep under brakes there, and we have an expert in the chat room that knows James very, very well. That's his brother, Edward Foster, and Edward said, take it from him, James can be one of the most annoying guys to pass ever. But I'm just wondering if there's a little bit of a brother-sibling rivalry going on between those two.
Yeah, I think I've claimed witness to that a few times over at the NASCAR series. Those guys don't mind rubbing panels.
Yeah. So, yeah, the NASCAR series is a great series also, folks. If you missed the race last night, go and check the replay. The Xfinity guys went to Las Vegas and it was a ripper of a race.
So he's going around the outside.
He's into the wall, yep. Could see that not working. We see that quite a lot, don't we, at Mount Panorama in the real world?
Yeah, very tricky corner, that one. You rely on the camber to get the car. He's just back into someone.
Yeah, just going to bring this replay up. And he went in really deep, didn't he? But on the outside there, that track's dirty. And once you get into that dirt, it's just going to suck you into the wall there.
Yeah, it's like the world's strongest magnet. You just can't pull the cars back.
So, yeah, you can see just as he went to turn in, he got a bit of a bobble going and he kept it off the wall. So that was a good effort. But we'll stay with this because, as you said, Dan, he then ended up, he's trying to turn it around. And we'll get a wide shot here if we can. And he's backed it into the 75. Really tricky spot there. It would be blinded, no doubt, but he then got that car towed back to the pits.
Yeah, unfortunate for the 75. But yeah, once you get these things turned around up there, it's real hard to get them back.
Yeah, so another driver gets bitten at the mountain, but we can see now the good battle with Scott Lanark and James Foster here. Scott got him coming into the chase there, and look at James. It's like he's just woken up. He's all over the back of Scott. He's wanting that position back big time. It's almost like prodding a dragon, isn't it?
One thing we have to stop watching these battles. Everywhere we seem to go, we seem to be jinxing them at the moment.
Yes, that's for sure. Jason Hyde's having a good run at the moment, still sitting in 6th position, and 3 minutes to go, so we're only going to get another couple of laps here. On to lap 12 as we see Scott Lanark coming back up the mountain, but Josh Anderson, he's led every lap of this race so far, folks, and the gap is coming down to Dylan Shepherd. It's 5 seconds is that gap now, but I'd say that's more Joshua managing that gap. And of course, they both come from the same team, and they're both sponsored by the Fast Carts business there.
Yeah, just something I want to mention. I can see down in the driver's chat that Tom Curran's put an apology out for his little incident there. That's good sportsmanship, and that's what you like to see. Yeah,
it was in a pretty tricky position there, wasn't it? Because he was sitting right on the racing line there.
Yeah, it's a hard call. You don't want to pull that trigger and get the toe back to the pits because your race is over. He sort of only lost a few spots at that point and could have salvaged something, but unfortunately, that other car's ended up in the back of him.
Yeah. So the battle between Lanark and Foster looks like it has been decided because Scott's now got a bit of a gap over James there, and then we've got the number 80. That's Luke Lucas behind him, but Luke is 1 lap down now. He's involved in that first couple of laps skirmish there. He's had that car towed, got it repaired, back out there running, and just going to look to get the Race Stars entry home. Tell you what, a lot of cars have been towed back to the pits tonight, folks. We've probably had half the field at some point being towed back or getting those cars fast repairs. done, but 1 minute 48 to go as we see Josh Anderson now come across the mountain. That gap down to 3.2 seconds as Dylan Shepherd is ranging on the back of him. Looking at the lap times, Josh did a 2:06.614, Dylan did a 2:04.863, and that's one of the fastest laps. Well, it is the fastest lap on the track last time through. And he's also, Dylan's got the fastest lap at 2:04.644. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if Dylan catches Josh here. Are they going to finish 1-2? Are they looking at team orders for points? Only time's going to tell, and we've got 56 seconds of time to work that one out.
Yeah, tonight's certainly been one of those ones that, yeah, you wouldn't want to be the race steward, but yeah, nor would you want to be their team owner if these guys come together in the last lap.
Yeah, well, he's claimed that 3-second gap in one lap, so I'm assuming what's going to happen here is either Josh is trying to save fuel or he's slowing down to give Dylan the win here. But, you know, we can only imagine what's going on.
Yeah, that's certainly a big gap to close in 2 laps, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It was 3.8 seconds and then that was closed up within that lap. But we're on the last lap now as we come across the mountain here for the final time, folks. We have Josh Anderson leading Dylan Shepherd as they come through up towards Skyline, and then down through the S's and onto the Dipper.
We may be seeing our whole formation finish at Bathurst here.
Yeah, we could do. Wonder if we're going to see the Moffat Bond 1-2 finish where the second car has to lead them across the line. See, now Dylan's getting the toe. Is he going to try to effect a pass? He's thinking about it. He's just going to sit in there. So I'd say they're going to do a 1-2 finish here for the Fast Carts sponsored Porsches here, which of course would make a great photo opportunity, wouldn't it, for their sponsors?
Yeah, it's a great finish for that team. So yeah, if they're making the most of it, good on them.
Yeah, that's it. So come across the line, 1-2 there. Not quite a form finish, but close enough. And then Gary Hamilton, he come home in 3rd position. So he got a good haul of points there, which of course he needed after last week. And then we've got Michael Healy. He's happy with 4th position. A pretty good run for Michael. He stayed out of all the trouble there and had a fairly good run. Then Thomas Hinz 5th. 6th was Jason Hyde. 7th, Scott Lanark as he pulls that car up. And James Foster. James came home in 8th position tonight. So we'll go through the full race standings here, folks, so you can see where your favourite driver has finished here at Mount Panorama. So the win goes to Josh Anderson, and as I said, Dylan Shepherd up 2 positions, comes home in 2nd. 3rd tonight, Gary Hamilton. 4th, Michael Healy. 5th, up 5 positions, was Thomas Hinz. Jason Hyde comes home in 6th. 7th, Scott Lanark. 8th, James Foster. He moved up 9 positions, and the driver behind him in the 117, Jono Freeman, he jumped up 10 positions. David Lord, he comes home in 10th position. Then Gary Croft up 15 positions to finish in 11th, and they're still finishing because Laseth Leonage just jumped up 15 positions to finish in 12th. 13th is Jeff Haley, and then we had Alex Schuller home in 13th, 14th, Jeff Haley, 16th, Race Star 1, that's Tom, Cameron Dance, 16th, 17th, well, It's going crazy while I'm doing this. 18th, Mitchell Hewitt. Sam Deventia comes home in 19th position. David Mulhall, 20th. 21st, Griffin Gardner. Isaac Edwards, 22nd. 23rd, Brenton O'Brien. 24th, Richard Brookfield. Home in 25th tonight was Chris Dawson, and then Luke Lucas. He dropped 10 positions to get the number 80 home in 26th. 27th was Richard Skender. 28th, Mick Wilson. 29th, Tom Curran, dropped 15 positions. Darren McKenzie brings the 75 home in 30th. 31st, Luckmal Leonage. Then we have Jackson Suzlin Harlow, classified in 32nd. Jake Maloney, we didn't see him pretty much all night tonight, but he came home in 33rd position. Cameron Kendall, 34th. Cooper Murray, 35th. Will Barrington, 36th. Home in 37th is Shannon Mason, Mitchell Bales, and then Brody Whitmore and Jordan McDonald, and they were your race control here tonight. So, folks, we are going to end this broadcast super quick because I've got 20 minutes to set up for the next broadcast. The Australian Online Supercar Championship will be coming back to you on RRTV at 9:45 p.m. It's currently 9:22 p.m. So go and get your favourite beverage and put your feet up and come back and join us for some V8 supercar action. But before we go, I need to give you a big thanks, Dan, for jumping in and helping me call this race at the last minute. And I really appreciate it, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks again for having us. And yeah, it was an exciting race. Good to see that rookie finish in the top 15 there. That's a good effort at this place.
Certainly is. It's a good way to make a debut, that's for sure. But anyway, folks, we're going to end the broadcast here. We will be back to see you at 9:45 p.m. this evening for the Australian Online Supercar Championship.